let me explain the experiment we're going to perform for velocity and acceleration. We're going to use our smartphones and perform some experiment that is actually impossible to do on campus. But when we do a at-home experiment, and this is a really great way to do this hands-on experiment that can help us understand velocity and acceleration. And more importantly, here's a great opportunity for us to study traffic safety by measuring the pedestrian crossing speed. Okay, so when pedestrians, in other words, when people cross the street, there always cars have to wait until they complete crossing. That's the New Jersey traffic law. So there are many aspects of this. So what's really important is our awareness of pedestrians who can walk at different speed. So in this experiment, we can measure walking speed of pedestrian. What's important is I do not want you to walk into the streets and do the experiment because that's going to be not what I want you to do. I want you to be safe. So stay away from the traffic and use your cell phone to make remote measurements. So that's what we're going to learn here, how to make remote measurements using a cell phone, a smartphone. Okay, so first of all, you're going to figure out how you measure the street. We want to measure it. Of course, we can measure it safely. Instead of using the measuring tapes, I want you to figure out what is one of the options you can measure and upload that into the weekly discussion to share with the class. That's the first part. And the width of the street. As a matter of fact, we can measure the width of the street without walking into the street, without using a measuring tape. And I want you to upload and share with the class and see what we can discover from there. And then we measure time. We can use a smartphone and make sure you use the correct one. Then you might be thinking, hey, I use a timer to measure time, but be careful. When we measure time, we actually use what? So I want you to make sure you select the correct answer here and also you upload to share with the class as a discussion. So you need to find a street, of course, with pedestrians cross, and I want you not to walk into the street. I do not actually want you to even to get too close to the street. You can measure the time it takes for the pedestrian to cross the street. Take a screenshot, save in the file. Have you saved the screenshot and make it ready for spot checking? So that is to upload into the discussion. And then you calculate the average velocity of street crossing. So this is the experiment. What's interesting is that here we figure out how people walk at different street when they cross the street, and we're actually collecting real data. The whole class, when we share our results, we pull together some of the important traffic data that will help us improve traffic safety around in our neighborhoods. And so these are important data. Also, these are the type of data that the transportation department or local government, local traffic engineers can use to study the traffic pattern and to make our roads more safe for us and our neighbors.